I play a lot of video games, way too many of them in fact, and so at the end of every year, I love doing the stereotypical thing of putting my top 10 favorites on a list and making that into a video for y'all to consume. But without further ado, let's jump into it. At number 10, we have one of the few AAA games that made its way on this list, and that is Battlefield 6 by EA. And oh man, do I feel weird putting an EA game on my list, but I gotta be honest, I really like Battlefield 6. I grew up mindlessly grinding multiplayer shooters like Call of Duty, Halo, and Battlefield, and oh man, have I yearned for a good Battlefield experience, and I gotta say, this year's Battlefield 6 is the first time in a while I'm actually having a lot of fun with a modern Battlefield game. At number 9 on my list, we have one of the scariest horror games I've played in my entire life, and that is Dead Letter Department by Mike Monroe and Belief Engine. And one of my favorite types of horror games are the short and sweet games, and Dead Letter Department crams some of the most anxiety-inducing horror into an extremely polished 3-hour experience. And at number 8 is the first roguelike on this list, Monster Train 2 by Shiny Shoe. If you don't know what Monster Train is, it is truly one of the best roguelike deck builders of all time. And this sequel is everything everyone loved from the first game, but with so much more content, and it improves on the first game in almost every way. The game has you driving a train to hell, or heaven in this game, and you choose 2 different factions each run, and you get monsters to defend your train from invaders, and you can upgrade your units and spells and combine them and get crazy relics, and just everything that you would expect from a solid roguelike. At number 7 on my list, we have an indie game that blew up and became so dang mainstream for good reason. Peak by Landfall Games and Aggro Crab. Some may call it Peak. All you do in Peak is climb a procedurally generated mountain that changes every day with your friends. Some people have been calling these types of games friend slop, but I think those people just don't have friends to play with. The game seems so simple at first, but I think it's just one of those games that is greater than the sum of its parts. And you better make sure you actually stick with your friends, because the game uses proximity chat, so if you fall down or get lost, you will actually be lost in the game. And at number 6, we have yet another incredible roguelite, Megabonk by Vetinad. This game is just easily one of the most pure fun roguelikes out there. It's kind of like a 3D version of Vampire Survivors, where you're killing thousands of crazy enemies and parkouring all over the map, and there's all sorts of different characters that play completely different, like my favorite character, Calcium, the skateboarding skeleton who goes faster and faster until you're just flying across the map with him.